Police are investigating after two people were shot and killed in a shooting. Officers say they responded to Pisgah View Apartments on Granada Street just after 3 o'clock this afternoon. Right now, they have not released any other details about those victims or what led up to that shooting. We have a crew on the way to that scene. We just got this breaking news into our newsroom. We'll update you as soon as we have more information.